Very happy to welcome Charlie Apicella to the podcast today. Charlie's a killer guitarist, and he's really done it all. He from studying with legends like Pat Martino and Yusuf Lateef, and also been able to perform with people like Dave Holland and Sonny Fortune. He teaches with True Fire, and he definitely has some serious insights. So, Charlie, thank you for coming on today.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
So Charlie, let's talk about Blues Alive. I know you're the program director for it, so kind of give me a little bit of the Reader's Digest versions for being the program director for that.
Thank you. Blues Alive is an education organization where we essentially what we're doing is we're teaching workshops in the community. We're teaching assemblies and workshops in schools, public schools. I have some private school clients as well. I'm a consultant and a teaching artist for Newport Jazz Festival. And then we also do have finally started to do some event production in the sense that we're planning and curating days at like festivals too. So I can tell you something about that.
So yeah, you mentioned that you're going into public schools and giving assemblies, which is how's the response been for that thus far?
It's incredible. I mean, you can see some videos on the website. It's bluesalivenyc.com.
Hmm.
So we do everything up to, like 456 graders. We go to all five boroughs in New York City. We have just received grants to take the program out of New York City public schools and start working with New Jersey school districts. And that's through my work with North Jersey Blues Society. I'm the vice president of education for them. And I just found out a couple days ago, in fact, that the president of the Blues Foundation in Memphis, blues.org, is recommending me to be on their education committee as well. So I'm going to be an education board member for them.
So
Uh,
it sounds to me like music education is something that is vital in your, approach to being an artist.
well, it's not music ed.
Hmm.
We are social studies teachers who happen to be musicians,
Oh, okay, okay. So,
right? So my background is actually African American studies. When I went to UMass, I was not a musician. I was just beginning on guitar, and I was so interested in music that I went into the African American Studies department. So I studied arts administration, Afro-Am, I studied art history. And then towards the end of my time at UMass, I finally got good enough on guitar to actually audition for the ensembles and start to get some music training. Um, so what I do with Blues Alive is there's really three components of it. There's the curriculum, which is the story that we're telling. It's the curriculum that I wrote. It's a massive, I think it's up to 17 full like Google slide presentations, and they're all different. You might want to say they're like different historic times or chapters in American history. So there's Appalachian music, and there's the Harlem Renaissance, and there's the Civil War era. Broad topics. Within those broad topics, I have woven through the story of African American classical music as the focus of this American history story. So it's a massive story that we're offering to our clients. When the institution comes to us and they want to do a program, we can also, our second pillar is we can provide the teaching artists. So that's myself, Myra Casales, the wonderful conga player, Avery Sharpe, one of the greatest living musicians, the wonderful bassist, Juma Sultan, the wonderful percussionist, a very good friend of mine. Um, because what I've been able to do is bring the elder musicians, our griots, into these institutions to interact with. Usually it's like school age students, but we do have finally been receiving grants now to bring the program into community organizations as well.
oh,
So as the
that's
program
great.
grows and branches out with all these, the ability to get different grants and so forth, then people are coming to me asking me for programs for help to put forward their education goals and their community outreach goals. So we put together a program that suits them for that. So during COVID, there was an opportunity to, I was helping create curriculum for school districts in Connecticut. We were putting together programs online. And then when COVID ended, I was able to take that curriculum idea and craft it in a way that was really like a workshop where you work in person with the students and you bring the elder musicians to the institutions.